Welcome back. The program is still Good Morning Abuja, and it's time now to discuss Nigeria's biggest problem as far as I'm concerned, and that is talking about the number of children that are out of school. According to the United Nations Children Education Fund, 1 in 3 Nigerian child is out of school. That is a worrisome statistics, if you ask me. And it goes on to say there are a total of over 10.2 million children that are out of school. This puts a lot of pressure on all of us, myself, yourself, and everybody who's hearing this. We're all under a lot of pressure because imagine if the future of this country rests on these children and they are out of school. How then do we secure this future? So we have a role to play. And this morning, our conversation is going to be on strengthening of the essentials that will bring children back to school, vis-a-vis looking at how we can ensure a smooth transition after this long break. To do justice to this topic, I have in the house Dr. Mariam Ahmed, who is the founder, who is a Helping Hands initiative based here in the FCT, Abuja, and her primary assignment or the primary assignment of her initiative is to get the out of children back, out of school children back to school. Good morning, and thank you for coming on the show.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja. My name is Dr. Miriam Ahmed, like you rightly said. If we are saying that children are our future,
Yes,
then it all starts now.
yes,
Now that they are kids, now that they are children. Uh, you know that you and I were once kids.
yes.
Today we are grown up. So these kids are kids today. They are our future. Out of school children is the number is alarming.
Yes.
Like it's alarming. If you have not done a bit of research or something in that area, you wouldn't appreciate it because we are all in the city, probably in a nice place where it is a norm for you and your neighbors to just take your kids to school in the morning and they come back in the afternoon or in the evening. It depends what the activity line for them, at their various schools. But I tell you that we have a lot of out of school children. I like the fact that you've actually gone through, the UN,
UNICEF
yeah,
numbers,
yeah,
yes.
research and see, they are a lot, a whole lot.
What are some of these things, challenges that children face when they transition?
It will surprise you to know that my mother is not lettered.
Hmm.
But she has already, because in their family, I think she is one of the very few that didn't go to school because she was sickly when she was a child. Even her elder brothers, her elder sisters are educated. My mother turned 90, in June.
Oh,
So,
congratulations.
thank you. So I'm just giving you an idea, how old, she is now. Even as at today, she placed a lot of value on education. So then they made it mandatory that every day we must read 2 hours. Why? So we don't totally forget that we are still students. That then all that we've been taught in school, we don't forget them, because kids, can be very funny. They will play and they forget a lot of things. And if you don't do this, you are creating problem for their teachers. By the time they resume, but they must have lost, touch completely. So we're doing that. But if you know, I've noticed right now that reading culture, we've lost it a lot. So, is it what a lot of parents will be busy doing, during the holiday, we eventually have negative effect on these children. What are they doing? They party, they just play, nobody controls them anymore. It's like, they just let them, the way you just let the bird fly. You understand? Then all of a sudden you want to get them to go to school. It's going to be a bit tough. But having said that, you can prep them. Sweetheart, our school is resuming. As you are shopping for them, get them involved because this is a new session. They are changing a whole lot of things. They have grown. They are no more the way they were, not the way kids grow. Even if they had not grown, as much, some of the things they used earlier are already old.
Yes.
They need to be replaced. Take them along. You're gradually putting them into that mood. That education, that school mode. I call it our back to school period. Do you understand? Okay, some days back, I was at the school to welcome our own children. But that's what I do to prep them. You're welcome. How was the holiday? Is anyone sick? Was there anything discovered during the holiday that you want us to discuss? I usually beg the school to give me a space, just you know, them and I. So they can tell me things, no matter how naughty, then I address it. So if parents will, feel their heartbeat, know the ones who are feeling agitated, the one who are really not feeling like going back to school, so to speak, so we can talk them out of it. Look, you need to go back. You said you want to become a pilot. If you don't go, you can't become. You want to be a nurse. If you can't go, you can't become. We need to prep them.
Exactly.
Then when they eventually get to school, the educator, especially the one they have direct contact with, which is their teachers, they need to be as nice as possible. But when you come in initially, they're going to get naughty. Do you understand? It's like, oh, you've taught them. Some of them have actually dropped it.
Yes.
So we need to be a bit patient with them. Within
Take them
one
through
week,
some revision classes.
yes, take them back, to the last thing. Don't say, oh, it's an old class they have left. No. Let them ask questions. Like I always tell my students, there is no such a question that is wrong. Just ask me. Ask me the question. Allow me to deal with it. Don't think for me. Don't think this question is wrong. It's not wrong.
No.
Yeah, there's no such a wrong question. So you can attend to them, and make them feel welcomed again.
Okay.
I think that will help.
So now, if financial issue and awareness, is a major problem. I'd like to chip in insecurity and cultural beliefs as well. But if these are the issues and our children are out of school, how do we now combat this? How do we address this?
Okay. We need to do more awareness. We need more awareness.
Okay.
We are planning one awareness campaign now in one place called Tasha One.
Okay.
And there's another one we are planning at another place called Kurumajiji or something.
Yeah, yes,
Something
Kurumajiji,
Karamajiji or
yes.
something like that. Yeah, because we have gone there and we have found out that, if you want to catch out of school student, just go around 9. Every child that's supposed to be in school by 9 a.m., they should be in school.
That's true.
So anytime you go to a settlement, it is not holiday time. There's nothing happening. Children are in school. Schools are opening. Are opened, and you see a number of children playing outside. Those children are out of school. Children, because one, if they are sick, if the reason for being at home is that they are sick, they won't be outside playing.
That's true.
If the reason of being home is because they are not feeling fine, they will not be hawking.
You run an NGO. You have an initiative that is structured to get into back to school.
Yeah.
Share with us two ways that you do this to get children back to school, and also in what ways you think government can come in and draw in support to
One,
getting these children back to school.
true. Okay, one, we go out, like I rightly said, you have to leave your comfort zone
Okay.
to go to those areas that are highly populated. That's where you see them.
Okay.
I don't want to use a word, derogatory, those areas that are highly populated that we see that, people, there are many, you can see one person in one room, containing 4, 5 people and all that. Those areas, they are not the city center. You see a lot of them. Then another thing is that most of our gate men, their children are out of school. Most of our gate men, even in the city of Abuja. So that's how we get them. Then we now plan major awareness campaign. Speak with the stakeholder from their counselor, their village chief, their king or their chief. They give us permission. We tell them what we are there to do. Then we talk to them. It allows them to come. Then we speak to them and we sensitize them. Then from there, people will now come. Okay, I love my children to go to school, but we cannot afford it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have actually started before. It just that along the line we could not. We dropped them. So we took over those ones. Then, but why we want government to come in? Number one, for this out of school children, because the PTA they pay, the PTA fee, because most of the government school in Abuja, they are not really paying like school fees. But they have other fees, they have other money that they pay, other fees that they pay, So those money are the money that they cannot afford. They have to buy uniform there. So I'm looking, at government, I'm looking at the situation where government come in, one, by getting us a place, a school for out of school children before we eventually integrate them into the real school. Because when they come, you could imagine, for instance, somebody who is not okay, who is tattered, just jumping into the midst of us. There is a feeling, there is a way you feel, and there's a way you react based on the feeling. So when we take this out of school children and we immediately integrated them into the larger society, which is the regular school, they experience resentment. They are withdrawn because the other children who are already pupil and already in school don't relate with them. They see them as not up to
Yeah.
them. You understand? So they are never free. So, but what we do at or is a Helping Hands initiative, I personally engage counselor. Yes, when I get them, I have a place in my office that I dedicated for them for counseling. Then there are times I get to their mother. You usually see them with their mothers. Most times, their daddies are never there. The children are actually abandoned with their mothers most cases. So you see their mother, will bring them, will prep them, will talk to them. What are the challenges and all that? We find out, then we'll talk to them let them know how important it is for those children to be back in school. So we are working together with their children and the mother. So while we are doing that, we are meant to take them to a particular school. They can be there for a term or 2 terms, or even for a session. When we have brushed them up, then we'll now move them to the larger class. So if government can help us either build for us or allocate land, they are not so much big land. 1 plot, 2 plots is enough. You understand? Because it's not going to be like a major school. It's just like an interim school where we prep them before taking them there. So if government can help us in either building such places for us or allocate land to us, so if we have people coming to partner with us, okay, I want to do 5 of this student, I want to do 3 of this student. We are not saying give us, you can even ask us to give you the list, you can buy them.
One thing I am most certain of is that the FCT administration, even led by His Excellency Nyesom Wiki, is
Yes.
one who listens and responds to issues like this. He takes this kind of things very seriously. So I am sure something will be done in that regard. That is setting up special centers to receive out of school children so as to reorientate them before reintegrating them back
Absolutely.
into normal schools. And of course, well-meaning Nigerians that are watching this program and listening to us this morning, this is the clarion call. Play your part. It's not enough to be wealthy. That wealth is useless if it is not going to serve humanity.
True.
So this is a good cause. And of course, Dr. Mariam Ahmed, the founder of who is a Helping Hands initiative, is ever ready to take in more kids and provide more support, especially in the area of education. It's been a pleasure having you on the show this morning.
My pleasure, Isha. This is awesome. Thank you so very much.
Thank you
We
so much for
appreciate
calling.
you. Thank you.
Yes. So let's quickly go on a short break now. When we come back, there's still more on the program. Please stay with us. Welcome back from that break. And yes, the program is still Good Morning Abuja. This morning, I would like to examine, put the family through the microscopic lens of the show. And to help me do that, we have Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Omotayo Bola. It's a pleasure having you in the studio, ma. Good
Thanks for
morning.
having me this morning.
Yes, ma.
Thank you.
Yes. Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Omotayo Bola is the president Boye D. Rachel Olupepere Girl Child Foundation. I hope I pronounced
Yes,
that right.
yes, you tried.
Olupepere. She's also the CEO Marriage Medics and the CEO at the Vet Consulting Services Limited. Your hands are full. You're so you are. It's like you're in every aspect of rendering services to families, from the girl child to children to also consulting services, and to cap it all, you are an educationist, and also a counselor. Amazing. It's good to
Thank
have you in the
you.
studio. Well, this morning we want to examine strengthening family bonds with Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Omotoyobola, and I'll be asking her some questions to get her perspective on why we are beginning to see some bonds in the family to not be as strong as they used to be, and what we can do to strengthen them. What are the challenges that our family could face? These are some of the things I will be asking Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Omotayibola to explain to us this morning. But let's begin by understanding the family. The family, they say, is the smallest unit of every society. How important is this unit?
Hmm. Thank you very much for that question. You know, when you talk about family, as you rightly said, you talk about the smallest, the smallest aspect and the unit of the society. Everyone you see in the society today comes from one family or the other.
That's
And the
true.
way they behave, the way they react, whatever they do reflects the family, the smallest unit. They bring out what is happening in their family into the society. And that is why family is very, very important, because this is the place where the moral value is being concocted into the life of the children, into the life of the people that are going into the society. If there is no value, no family value, no moral value, no moral teaching in the family, by the time you get to the society there, you see what will happen there. And that is what we are seeing all over the world today.
Okay. Now, just as you explained the importance of a family in a society, everybody comes from a family, and their contribution to the society is predetermined by the
The
family
family.
they come from.
Yes.
Now, let's try to see within the family now, before they even step out to the larger society, what should the relationship in the family be like? How strong should the bonds of family ties be?
Yes. Before you talk about bond, we need to know what family bond
Okay.
is all about. What is family bond itself? Family bond is creating
Hmm.
deeper connections between family members.
Hmm.
And when there is deeper connection between family members, you discover that there will be love in the family, there will be care in the family, there will be empathy in the family, there will be joy, there will be happiness. And when this is there, you see when they go out there into the society, it will reflect, it will radiate, it will show with whoever they have a relationship with.
Now,
Now, the okay, let me have your
no,
question
no,
again.
I'm listening, doctor. I'm listening.
Okay. Now, the family bond that we are talking about, we can bring it together again because it's no longer there.
Hmm.
In the olden days, you see a complete family
Hmm.
living together in a compound,
Hmm.
about 15 children eating together in the same pot. You can hardly differentiate this is this one's mother,
Hmm.
this is this one's father. Even despite the fact that they are not from the same parents, you see them relating together as one. They do virtually everything together. But today is no longer there. Even within the family, like my own children may not even know my senior brothers and junior sisters' children because the connection is no longer there. The bond is no longer there because of civilization.
Okay. Now I wanted to ask what are some of the things that affect this bond? But since you started already by telling us that civilization is one of the victims here, what other challenges do you think families go through that weaken these bonds aside civilization you mentioned?
Number one is effective communication.
Okay.
Effective communication is creating effective communication is relating
Mm.
message to another person in a clear way
Yes.
that the other person is receiving it
And
with
understanding
clarity
it.
of purpose
Yes.
without any misunderstanding
Mm.
or misconception. This effective communication is no longer there. As you rightly said, everybody wakes up in the morning. Everybody, go your own way, I go my own way. And sometimes when we even talk through phone, you discover that the message is not being passed properly. Number two is respect, mutual respect. Mutual respect is no longer there with the age that we are, with 21st century. Have no more respect. Children talk to their parents the way they like. They command their parents. They talk anyhow. Brothers, when there is maybe you are a little bit financial buoyant, you talk to your senior anyhow, you believe that everybody in the family should worship you, you forget your position. When there is no trust, when there is no trust in the family, I can't trust you. I place just a little amount of money in your hands. A lot of people living abroad, sending money home to their family, to their blood. Do this for me, do that for me. At the end of the day, they squander the thing. And the ones over there is expecting to get something when he or she comes home. But at the end of the day, it means nothing. No more trust. And when there is no trust, how can I be loyal to someone I cannot trust? Loyalty is part of it. Loyalty is part of it. We are no longer loyal to each other because everybody wants to make money, everybody wants to make name. And you do your own. Even this one is not your family. You prefer to be loyal to the person that will satisfy your needs and wants.
Oh, amazing. There are so many challenges
So many
that
challenges. So many
that
challenges.
affect
Yes.
the family bond.
Yeah.
But it's not all gloomy. I'm sure there are some bright spots, solutions, and so we'll examine that when we come back from this break. Please stay with us. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Motarebola will be telling us how we can overcome some of these challenges so that the family bond can be strengthened and our society can get better. Welcome back. We're still here, and our discussion this morning is on strengthening family bonds. And I still have Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunle Omotayobola with us in the house. It's such a pleasure having you here, and I'm benefiting so much from this conversation. Yes. As a family, if we are going to contribute to the society as family members, it means within the family, we should be all right. We cannot give what we don't have.
Process.
They say charity
Yes,
begins
that's
at home.
Yes.
So, what should be done at the family level to ensure that family bonds and ties are kept strong?
Yes. Thank you very much. Number one thing to be done is that I think every family should have vision and mission
Okay.
of their family.
Wow.
If there is vision and mission of the family, every member of that family, every member will work towards the vision and the mission of that family.
Okay.
That same they take outside. In any organization they find themselves, they know that this is a core value of this organization. The way they carry the core value of their family, the way they will carry it. Number two, there must be family tradition. Family tradition in the sense that maybe every year, at the end of every year or April, a lot of people spread around, some in Maiduguri, some in Sokoto, some in Lagos, some in Calabar. But when there is family tradition that everybody must be present at a particular time, everybody work towards that time. And you are working, you may not get permission 2 months to the time. You are already talking to your boss in the office. I have a family tradition that I must attend. Everybody will be there. And number three is effective communication. No misinterpretation of anything. Speaking clarity. When you want to pass message across, pass it clearly. You understand? And let there be empathy. Let everybody be heard. It's freedom of expression. I need to express myself. My cousin, my nephew, or somebody have done something wrong, and I needed to express it. But when you are taking side as the head of the family, taking side with one person, that problem will not be solved. The family will not come together. But when everybody is being heard, and when it is time to call a spade, you call it. And when it is time to stay neutral and allow them to settle their problem, they will settle it within themselves.
Earlier, when we were discussing some of the challenges that family face, you took us down to the time when family members could sit down. You could find maybe all the boys eating from the same plate, all the girls eating from the same plate, and all of that. But you said one of the challenges was civilization. Now, I want to examine. Let's come back to this time now.
Okay.
One of the problems I see, or something that's peculiar to most families now, is, for example, in a city like this, fences are tall, gates are thick, and you don't even know who is inside the house. And then you might find just a family of four or five in the house. And even within the family of four or five, daddy could be in the bedroom, maybe on his laptop. Mommy could be in her room, probably watching a soap opera. Children, somebody is playing PlayStation, another person is maybe checking what is happening by a phone. Now, I'm trying to examine the role of civilization now and technology. Are they strengthening or weakening? And if they are strengthening, how can they be deployed to strengthen more? And if they are weakening, what can be done to mitigate their effects on the family bond?
It's the two sides.
Okay.
They are weakening, and at the same time, I can't say they are strengthening. I will say there is a negative side and there is a positive side.
Okay, let's hear the negative
The
side.
negative side is technology is causing a lot of distractions in the family. There is no longer emotional connections, even between the father and the mother. As you rightly said, the man comes back from the office. Instead of staying, maybe like 1 or 2 hours relating with the children, with the wife, everybody joking, shouting, the man will go on his laptop or phone. Even sometimes comes home with files to come and do at home, and nobody must make any noise. Mommy will say, children, don't disturb daddy. Daddy is working. And the woman is so there is no longer emotional connection. Sometimes, even if the father left home 1 week, 2 weeks, the children are not missing him. Because when he was around, his presence was not felt. The same thing with the mother. That is why I talked about civilization the other time. The mother is working, the father is working. The children, when they comes back from school, the mother is not there, the father is not there. And at the end of the day at night, when they are about, all of them supposed to come together inside sitting room, chat, talk. What happened in your school today? What did you do in your school today? What of your homework have you done it, mommy? What about your office? You share things together, but that one is no longer there. So there is no longer emotional, attachment.
We're running out of time, and this conversation, when we discuss the family, we can never exhaust the
No,
topic.
it cannot be
It cannot be exhausted.
Yeah.
But very quickly now, I want you to tell our viewers just 5 simple things that they can do to to bring the family together? Just five.
Thank you very much. Just five.
Yes.
Number one, as I said earlier, family needs to have vision and mission. I'm so passionate about it.
Yes.
Number two, family needs to have family traditions that bring them together every time.
Okay.
Number three is that families, when they are together, they need to eat and pray together. This strengthens their bond, both physically and spiritually.
Family should play and pray together.
Yes.
And eat together.
And eat together.
Yes.
Number four, they should have dinner together. They should have dinner together, go on picnics together on a Sunday that the father is free, vacation, family outing.
Wow.
Go on family outing. You know, all these things bring and allow communication exercise between you and your family members, between your children. Let everybody be heard. Tell them, this last week, what did I do wrong? Is there anything that I did that you did not like? Ask your children. They will tell you. You see them coming out, voicing out to you. So we should be doing that. With this, it will help us a lot to, to strengthen our bond in the family.
Amazing. So yeah, you've heard it from Dr. Mrs. Ogunkunde Omotayo Bola. She said, for a family to have strong bonds, a family must have a vision and a mission. That is what I totally support. I totally agree with her. A family that has a mission and a vision will work towards it together. But in the absence of family vision and mission, everybody would just, nobody knows what they're aspiring to. It's such a pleasure tapping from your rich experiences and hearing you tell us about how we can strengthen family bonds. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yes, the program is still Good Morning Abuja. Let's quickly go on a short break now. When we come back, there's still a lot that we have lined up for you.